Good morning. It's a glorious morning here in Dunedin. The dew still nestles onto the seats. You can hear the ospreys at some point to nestle in the light standards here squawking, and we've brought two of the best squawkers Sportsnet has to offer here, Ben Nicholson-Smith and Mike Wilner, to discuss spring training so far. Mike, will begin with you. And the man chosen to replace Edwin Encarnacion has looked awfully good so far this spring. What do we expect from Kendrys Morales?
I expect a lot from Kendrys Morales. I think that, you look at what he did last year in Kansas City, hitting 30 home runs in not just that ballpark, but that division. Kansas City's a tough ballpark to hit home runs in. Minnesota's a tough ballpark to go deep in. Detroit is big as well. It's tough to hit home runs in the AL Central. It is not tough to hit home runs in the AL East. Rogers Center, Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, Baltimore, all these places are home run havens. So I expect a lot of big things from Kendrys Morales. He's a switch hitter, which is lovely to have in the middle of the lineup. And look, he's not Edwin Encarnacion. It's true. He's not. But he was the cleanup hitter on the World Series champions 2 years ago, and he followed it up with another good year. Kendrys Morales will be a lovely fit in the middle of this lineup.
Today the Blue Jays play the Tigers. Ryan Barucki, who's 22 years old but looks 12, was supposed to start the game. Instead, Ryan Tepera is going to pitch the first inning. Why, Ben?
Well, you do wonder if it has as much to do with the catcher as it does with the pitching matchup. Russell Martin in the game as a starting catcher today, but probably not likely to stay in there for the entire time. So by being the battery mate with Ryan Tepera, it gives Tepera the chance to pitch to the more established, more familiar Martin. Barucki still listed on the schedule as someone that's expected to get into the game today.
There are a lot of relievers in camp. Most of them will not make it to the big leagues, but some might at some point. Explain that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that Pete Walker has talked about in discussing this Blue Jays pitching staff. It's not just the 7 pitchers who are likely to make the team as the opening day bullpen, but they're going to need a lot of different guys in the course of the season. And that's where Chris Smith, Danny Barnes, Ryan Tepera, they're going to have a lot of opportunity to make an impression, maybe not right out of the gate, but as the season unfolds, because there is so much roster churn in Major League Baseball right now.
The starting rotation, Mike, is set. We know this much, but every spring we talk about the importance of depth. What is it like this year?
It's actually pretty good. There are going to be a lot of pitchers bubbling under at the AAA level who have Major League experience, which is key. The Blue Jays have run their core starting pitchers 2 years in a row now, basically with almost no DL time, almost no injuries. And so you kind of expect those 5 guys to just go out there all the time. But the question all winter was, who's the 6th starter? It's probably Joe Biagini, maybe Matt Latos. And then underneath you have in Buffalo guys like Brett Oberholzer, who has a lot of big league experience, Lucas Harrell, Jared Grube has some big league experience, TJ House, all these guys who've pitched in the major leagues. And they haven't had great success in the major leagues, but they've been there. And when you need an emergency guy to come up for a couple of weeks, you want someone who at least knows what's going on up there and isn't going to be overwhelmed by the situation.